Hey, how's it going?
Hello, hi.
Hey, how you doing today?
Good.
Doing good?
Yeah,
Had a good day?
so far.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna play a little game. Do you like games?
Yeah, I like playing games.
What's your favorite? What's one of your favorite games?
Checkers.
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 Yeah. You play with your family?
Yeah. My family and some friends at school.
Okay. All right. Well, this is gonna be kind of like a game too, like kind of like Monopoly. Have you played that before?
One time.
One time? Okay. Well, we're gonna use a couple pictures here and kind of describe to me like what you feel like you relate more with.
Okay.
All right. So, for example, we're gonna use this one. Okay. You like dogs?
I like dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This is kind of like which you feel you like more. Do you like playing with more like small dogs or like big dogs? Like a big old Doberman or not a Doberman, a Great Dane or like a small little dog like that.
I like to play with small dogs.
Okay. Now, in that case, you put this, like, do you like playing with them like a little bit or a lot?
A lot.
A lot? Okay. Then you would put, like, for example, this card right here. And you put it in a lot, and that's where we would leave it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And that will be the first one. Now, for another example, it's going to be this one right here. Do you like eating, was it a sandwich with cheese or without cheese?
I like with cheese.
Okay. And do you like eating it a lot or a little?
A little bit.
A little bit? Okay. In that case, we put this one right here. Woo! Already having fun, huh? All right. Now, let's see about these two. Start off with these. Which do you feel you relate most with?
This one.
Oh, that's that one? Okay. Do you feel you relate with it a lot or a little bit?
A lot.
A lot? Okay. Let's see. We'll put this one right here then. All right. And let's see. Wrong category. Now, for the next set, we're going to go talk about food.
Okay.
All right. Do you usually need somebody to help you cut up your food, or do you just cut it up yourself?
I can use a knife. I feel I can do it good. I think I can cut my food up well.
Okay. And do you usually do it a lot of the time? I'm going to put these over here because these are our samples, all right?
Okay.
Now, do you feel that you usually cut it up pretty well or like a little bit?
I feel I can do it good a little bit.
Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and put this one right here then, okay? Now, for this one, this is going to be our next activity. Do you usually feel that you're pretty good at sports? Like you like playing sports and like you're good at them? Or do you feel like you don't really have too much of a preference?
I feel good. I like playing football.
Okay, football. That's good. Do you feel you're like pretty good? Like you doing it a lot, or you like doing it a little bit?
I like doing it a lot.
Okay. Do you play like soccer at your school?
I play football or sometimes kickball.
Yeah, that's good. It can be a fun sport. Good cardio. Yeah, gives you a lot of energy. Now, in regards to video games, are you feel you're usually good at them, or?
Yes, I feel good. I like playing video games.
Okay. And you usually like playing them a lot or a little bit?
I like playing a lot at home.
Okay. You're doing a good job. All right, for the next part, do you feel like you're usually good at schoolwork and like finishing it on time? Like,
I have a little trouble.
okay. Do you feel like it's like usually like a little bit or like a lot sometimes?
I feel just a little bit.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and put this one right here. Now, in regards to doing things by yourself, do you usually are able to like get your bag ready or like similar to this, like for school for lunch? Are you able to do it by yourself or?
I feel I still have a little trouble with that.
Okay. So do you usually feel like it's like a little bit or a lot?
It's just a little bit sometimes.
Okay. We'll go ahead and put this one right here, all right? Now, when you're playing games with other students, do you feel usually like you have a bit of difficulty, or like which one do you feel relates with you most? Okay. And usually, is you are like really good with like playing with others, like a lot or a little bit?
I like playing Foursquare with
Okay.
friends.
Okay. Now, do you ever have issues with your shoes?
This one, no, sometimes I have trouble.
Okay. And is it usually a little bit or a lot that you have issues?
It's usually just a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Can be tricky sometimes. Alright. Now, next one. Do you believe that you usually have difficulty cutting stars? Or cutting different things out with like that are shapes with scissors? Like, which relates most to you?
This one, I felt kind of good.
Okay. And you usually feel like you do this a lot or a little bit?
A little
more of the
bit.
process of cutting stuff out too.
I feel I'm a little good at it.
Okay. That's good. All right. And you usually like to try new things?
On the recess, right?
Yes. That would be at recess.
Okay. Yes, sometimes I like to do that.
Okay. And a little bit or a lot? What would you say?
A little bit.
Okay. A little bit. Put this over here. Now, are you usually pretty good with buttons? Like buttoning up your fly or like your pants?
No, not really.
No. Have a little bit of challenges?
I have a lot of challenges.
Okay. Can be a little bit challenging to do sometimes. Do you feel like you're usually good at computers? Like, are working on computers? Not so much video games, but it's more of...
Like school?
Yeah.
Computer lab?
Different aspects of it, or different ideas,
I feel I'm good at working on computers.
Okay. It's cool. Like, do you usually feel like that a lot of times, or a little? That you're with computers working with them?
Just some things on computers, not all of it.
Okay. That's pretty good. Like, not a lot of people can work with computers.
I know.
Yeah. Which do you feel relates most with you?
I feel I'm good at doing this. Good at organizing.
Good at organizing? Alrighty. And you feel like you do that a lot of the time or a little bit?
I feel a lot.
A lot. Okay. Now, in regards to riding a bicycle, like you feel like you're usually pretty good at riding a bicycle, or you feel like you fall off a lot of times?
I feel I'm good at riding a bike.
Okay. You usually do it like ride it like a lot of the time, or a little bit of the time that you ride it well?
I feel a lot of times.
Okay. Now, which one relates most to you? Do you have difficulty putting on clothes, or?
I feel I'm good at it.
Okay. And do you feel like you do that a lot of the time, or a little bit of the time?
So just a little bit.
Okay. Alrighty. And which do you feel relates most to you when playing with a bat or a racket?
Like baseball?
Yeah, like baseball. A lot of the kind of like baseball or golf, the most common ones. Do you feel you're usually pretty good with it, or do you have like issues sometimes?
No, I feel I'm not good at it.
Yeah, it can be tricky. Do you feel like you usually have like a little bit or a lot of times with difficulty?
A little bit. Sometimes I can't hit the ball in baseball.
Okay. And which of these pictures relates to you? Is your handwriting like usually very neat, or is it like kind of a little messy sometimes?
I feel it's messy.
Okay. And you usually feel like that's the case a lot of times, or it's a little bit?
It's usually a lot of times.
Okay. Now, do you feel that you're usually pretty good with zipping up your? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I feel I'm good at zipping up coats.
Okay. Good. All right. And do you usually feel like it's a lot of time or a little bit of time?
A lot of times.
All right. Now, do you feel that you're usually pretty good with organizing stuff?
I feel I'm okay at organizing stuff.
Okay.
So I feel I'm kind of good.
Okay. So like you feel like you do it like a little bit at a time or a lot of time?
A little bit more like at school or at home than home.
Okay. Now, this category, do you feel like you're usually very good at arts and crafts, like very crafty, or do you feel like it's usually like a bit of a mess?
I usually feel it's a little bit of a mess.
Yeah.
So not very good.
Okay, and it's like a lot of the time or a little bit at a time?
A little bit of the time, sometimes.
Okay. Put that right here. Alrighty. Now for the next one, do you usually feel that you're good at drawing and coloring?
I feel I'm good at it. Coloring a lot. I like to color.
Alright. And are you good at it, or like do you do it a lot or a little?
I would say a little bit.
Okay. Now, in regards to skipping, are you pretty good with this activity? Like, do you feel like you can skip like a lot, and can you do it pretty well?
Yes, I like to skip. I feel I'm good at it.
Okay. And are you also good at skipping? And do you do that a lot of the time or a little bit at a time? Skipping, yeah.
A little bit sometimes in recess.
Okay. So, which relates more towards what you're more familiar with, or is like you?
I'll say this one.
Okay. And is this a lot or a little?
A lot.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna put this over here. This is gonna be our next one. It's gonna be in regards to running. Alright, which most describes you?
I think I'm very good at running.
Okay. And when you say this is a lot or a little, that you're confident?
I feel like a lot.
Okay. Or any other activities that you would like to discuss, like things that you like that you do good, or things that can like be kind of tricky? We'll start off with things that you feel that you do good.
I feel like I'm good at whistling.
Whistling? Okay. Is that something like you like to do a lot?
Sometimes when I get bored or I just want something to listen to.
Okay. So you like music?
I like music.
What kind of music do you like?
Hip hop.
Ah, okay. Okay. Now, what would be another thing that you feel that you do good?
I feel I can swim good.
Swim good, okay. All right. And what else would there be? Like other things that you feel that you do good?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I feel just those two.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, we'll leave that there. But if you have any ideas, like let me know. Okay. Now, are there other things that you feel that like you do that can be sometimes tricky, like things you might have a challenge with, and like
Telling jokes.
okay. Usually, you have like a difficulty with like what would you say would be the difficult challenge that you have?
Telling jokes.
Yeah.
They're just usually never funny. People don't laugh at them.
Okay.
So I try to be funny, but I guess I just don't know how to tell jokes good.
Okay. All right. Now, are there other things that you feel that you do tricky, or that might be tricky to do, like problems like that you'd want to like maybe work on?
If you mean like math problems, sometimes math problems are kind of tricky.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe things that you might find challenging to do, or that you feel you can't do but would like to do better.
Like math.
Okay. Alrighty. Now, in regards to earlier, you said you have a bit of difficulty in certain areas. So these are the 4 different cards that were in your pile of that you found most difficult. All right. So, what would you think were one of the reasons why you might have difficulty in this activity?
I just feel like when I play in gym, like they'll throw a dodgeball, like I can't catch it,
Yeah.
or a football, and I feel like I let my team down because we can't score a touchdown or something like that.
Okay.
So sometimes they won't pick me because they know there's someone better than me.
Okay. All right. And do you usually practice a lot?
I mean, sometimes if there's time, but sometimes I have homework and or my parents work late.
Okay. And would you say this is like something you want to improve on?
Yeah, because I want to be able to play on the team. You know, I want them to pick me for the team.
Alright. And for in regards to this, buttoning of your pants, do you usually, why do you think that you might have an issue with that?
I just try to put in the button in the hole, and just like I feel like I try, but it just doesn't go through. I feel like I can't do it. I get frustrated.
Okay, so you use that little button that's a little bit difficult to grasp sometimes?
That feels just buttons and just buttons, because even in my shirt too, I have a hard time putting the buttons on. I feel like it's just too hard to go put in a thing.
Yeah. Okay. Is that something you want to like work on, like trying to get the little button into?
I would like to, so like teachers or coaches, they'll stop having to do it for me. My parents too.
Okay. All right. Now here you said that your handwriting is a little bit is not very neat. That's something you want to work on. Do you think that do you have like any thoughts about like maybe why that might be?
I mean, sometimes I practice, but my teacher just says my handwriting's that she can't read it a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes she can't read it. So sometimes she'll have to like tell me go write it again or things like that. I try my best, but it just doesn't come out good.
Okay. And does she usually offer like to additional like support in any way, or just usually provide like um, does she usually give you extra support? I guess like give you advice on like how to improve, not just to improve.
I mean, sometimes she'll just give me like a little pencil grip if I feel like it's having problems, but other than that, just not really.
Okay. And does your family usually around to like help you work on like different activities?
I mean, my parents think my handwriting's okay. It's just my teacher. This like 3 teachers, they have trouble reading it, so they kind of get in trouble.
Okay. Now, in regards to this last one, would you believe like is there any reason that you might feel that you have difficulty keeping up with children, other kids in your class?
I just run, and sometimes I just get tired.
A little quicker.
I feel like it's a little quicker. Just get tired and just can't move as fast.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it can be a little difficult to keep up with fast kids sometimes. All right. All right, and alrighty. Well, I think that shall conclude our interview.
Okay.
I I learned a lot from you, and I was glad to be able to interact with you. So can I get a high five? Woo! Good job. In regards to interpretation for the data for this individual client, I believe that the child scores and the parent scores were very similar. However, the teacher scores in comparison with those two scores were substantially different in various areas, with the overall deficits being in regards to cutting food, playing games, cutting with scissors, dressing, printing, zipping, painting, drawing. All these different areas have relation to finger dexterity and finger strength. So, in regards to these various areas, deficits were going to be shown in basic activities of daily living, such as dressing, putting on jackets, donning and doffing shirts, so and buttoning up of pants. So these areas were going to be occupations that would be impacted by this child not being able to perform these individual tasks. So I believe that the treatment that should be provided to remedy the impairment to not being able to do these occupations, those being buttoning up a shirt, donning and doffing a shirt, buttoning up pants, to remedy these, the treatment that should be given is in regards to an assessment trying to improve finger dexterity. And this would be an activity such as starting off with trying to ask the individual client what activities they'd like to do, a typical known topic, or what TV shows they like to watch. A typical topic for this age population has been SpongeBob. So you could say, if they like SpongeBob, hey, you want to build like a little character like from SpongeBob? You want to build the octopus guy, or what was his name again? And you try to engage the client and try to get them to want to participate. So when you do these individual activities, you would try to build a character with Lego blocks, and you try to build a similar replica of him. And you would initially try to tip over the little bucket with a little small bucket, not a very large bucket because you'll never finish. You tip over the bucket on top of the table and you say, "Oh, whoops, my bad. You think you can help me put these all together, or put these all back in the bucket so we can begin?" And try to get the client to work with you to put all the little individual pieces back, and then you could try to build from like a clean table. It works on also helping the client try to become tidy so that they can be engaged in activities that they want to continue to do. Now, this is just the beginning part where you would use the Legos and you try to get the base body. For SpongeBob, for example, you try to get a square, you try to get like an individual little square, and then you would try to build maybe a 2 by 2 inch block that just to start them off, and then you would try to work on getting some Play-Doh and building the eyes, or making like a little ball, and then try to have 2 little individual eyes and 2 hands and 2 feet. And you would put them on the side until later after you finish cutting the pipe cleaners. And you would try to work on cutting some pipe cleaners to use for the arms and legs. And then you would separate the individual Lego pieces just a little bit, put the pipe cleaner in between, clamp it, and then you would put the little Play-Doh pieces for the hands and the feet at the bottom and on the sides. And then you have your own little Play-Doh character, or your own little SpongeBob. And then after, it should be an activity that should take you a good amount of time, but it's mainly focused on working fine motor coordination and finger dexterity to build up the ability to manipulate finger, improve finger dexterity so that you can work on buttoning up more, buttoning and unbuttoning different objects, and with the goal of being translated into either a target course or a firefighter activity, some type of activity that requires the use of a spray bottle or a water bottle or a Nerf gun to work on your fine motor coordination, or work on still building finger dexterity, and donning and doffing off some type of overcoat, or like a jacket for a firefighter. Like you have to put on a jacket, so you try to get the client to engage in that and put on a jacket so that they can go and fight the fire with a water gun, or with a Nerf gun if you're inside. But if you're outside, try to use a water gun, so you can use to shoot and extinguish the fire in a fire drill. And you could try to also have like three little objects outside, so that they can have something they actually are aiming for, and that elicits some kind of response, as opposed to just a target. Now, if you're also trying to do a target alley, you can also do a Nerf gun and go down like a hallway and try to like pretend like you're in a western alley and you're trying to catch all the bad guys. And you got to shoot all the targets so you make sure that you get them. And still works on fine motor coordination, as well as trying to focus on getting them to aim above their head and showing them to aim in a straight pattern. So keep your arms straight and then above your head. So like you can work on having them improve their upper extremities and get them to improve their overall core of their shoulders. Now, this is the activity that I would recommend, and then the long-term and short-term goals would be that the client will don and doff a button-up shirt within 3 minutes with minimum assist upon discharge. So, and then the short-term goal would be that the client will zip up a jacket with minimum assist within 4 out of 5 times within 2 weeks. So the first goal, the main idea is that it's supposed to be a practical goal where this client will be able to put on and take off a shirt that, or the goal is to like that the client will be able to actually button up a shirt and then to don and doff it, to take it on and off, so it makes it more of a practical skill and shows that there's fine motor coordination within the fingers to unbutton objects, and that their client can put on and take off a shirt. And for the short-term goal, is meant to show be more achievable through using a less difficult task of a zipper, which should be a little bit more easy to achieve because it focuses more on putting on the jacket as opposed to focusing on the buttoning, which you can translate to using a button-up jacket in the future as to increase the difficulty of the short-term task. And that will conclude my full assessment or interpretation, assessment, short-term goals, long-term goals, and treatment. And thank you for your time.